I'm Patrick Bailey with whiteboardcoder.com. Today is December 18th, 2016, and I thought I'd do a follow-up video on fixing my Jeep heater because it's been a while now. So originally I was trying to fix my heater because it wasn't working when it was cold, and I've got a bunch of videos on that. And back when I did that was in February 2015. So I'm about 2 months shy from being 2 years since I fixed it all. I just wanted to point it out and do this little follow-up video saying that it all still works just fine, because we finally had some really cold days here recently. So right now it's about 27, so it's not too cold right now, but it's working just fine. But last night, the last few days, we've been in the negatives, -6, -2, and actually went out last night in, I think it was -6, and it worked just fine. But just to go over what I did before, so I replaced, and I'll put the links to the videos up here. The problem I had before was my heater would work just fine normally unless it was cold. Once it got cold, and I mean probably the teens or lower, the heater just wouldn't come on. You'd flip the buttons, do everything, and it just wouldn't, nothing would happen, as if like you just had unplugged it. And so I went through a bunch of other videos looking at things, and so I did it bit by bit. So I replaced the 3-speed switch here, which just makes contacts. And I'll put a link to that video in case that's a problem for you. And then I had to go through, and I won't show you it, but far down on the passenger side, there actually underneath there is a you're probably not gonna get a good shot of it. There's a blower motor resistor, and I'll put a link to that video. So I replaced those, and those are common problems that could occur. Then I also, based on another person's video, and I'll put a link here to it, I had to replace my vacuum switch. So behind this switch, there's a vacuum switch, and that vacuum switch it's got a little vacuum pull that will flip all the little gauges. And he actually had his, in this other video that I watched, it had basically shorted out. So I replaced that too. Still didn't fix anything. And the last thing that I did that actually fixed it is I replaced the motor, the blower motor, which seemed counterintuitive to me because the blower motor actually worked when it was warm. But for whatever reason, it didn't work when it was cold. So I replaced it, and then it worked. And I just wanted to point out that between all those parts I replaced, and it being the blower motor, and I didn't get a real expensive blower motor. I just found some on Amazon for, I forget what the price was, but it's mentioned in the other video. And it's been going on 2 years, and it's fine. So just want to start it up and show it again, but just wanted to do a recap kind of showing that 2 years later, almost 2 years later, it's all working. So you can hear it coming out. So 2 years later, it's all working fine. Now today it's 27 degrees, so it's not too cold, but last night when it was about -6, it was working just fine then too. So that's it for the recap. All is fine. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like. To subscribe, just click the subscribe button. Also, you can follow me on Twitter under the handle @whiteboardcoder.com. View any code I may have thrown up as a gist at GitHub under the username PatmanDenver, or check out my blog site at whiteboardcoder.com.